Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do a funky little fun, perfectly imperfect project. We're going to make a little bird and we're going to make him a little nest to sit in out of scraps. And we're going to see how that turns out. Now, I drew my own little pattern here for bird body and then a little wing piece and a little tail piece. Okay, so that, I'm definitely not an artist, free-handed drawing artist, but that's the best I could do. But that's perfectly imperfect. It's going to work. I took these pieces as my template and I cut me a body out of one. I cut me a wing out of another piece of fabric. Cut me a little smaller one just to put in the middle of that. Okay. I cut me a little tail using that. I could put like that. And then I just cut a little triangle for a beak. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Crazy looking little bird. Right, but it'll work. So let's put them back up there. Now, this, as you can see, is a collage piece of fabric, and it was cut out of this larger piece of collage fabric. It was cut out right here. And this is done on quilt batting with just scraps and a piece of fine white netting over the top. Okay. Or it's kind of a cream netting, actually. I just lay down all my pieces, put the netting on top, pin it down, and then sew it so that it stays quilted in together, and I can cut it up and use it for all kinds of different things that I want to use it for. I will have a link to this video where I talk more about these and show you more samples of them at the end of this video. Okay, so you can check that out. But that's what I made that out of. Now, I'm going to, let's see, we need let's say we're going to use this little piece of fabric here as a backing. And I thought we would make some little scrappy flowers and use them for part of our nest here. Let's do, as you see, I'm just crisscrossing and randomly putting these different elements down. Give me several selections here. And I'm going to put this little thing on top. When I get a little pile like that, and there's no, not a specific number, it's just when you feel like you've got enough little pieces on there. Well, what I do is I take that and I sew in the middle just to lock everything down. Okay, to make sure that I keep all my pieces together. Okay, so I'll take usually around 3 stitches, little different angles, and make sure I've caught everything so that I don't lose a piece. And let's do it one more time. And these little scrappy flowers are wonderful, and they can be used for all kinds of your projects for embellishments, including scrapbooking and junk journaling and things like that. Okay, all right, let's just tie this off in the back here. And we'll do this with a knot because I just want to do it one time. Trace through the circle, and we got it. Okay. Now, what I do at this point is I kind of come in and trim it up a little bit so that it's fairly symmetrical. I don't have any really extra long pieces. Then I come in the really wide pieces, I just cut like that, and the thinner ones I'll cut one time. Well, somebody says, why don't you do this beforehand? Well, I really don't know where they're going to fall and how long I'm going to want them and so forth and so on. These are okay like they are. And we got to cut this side and this orange one. This gauzy one we're going to leave alone because it's going to fray up on its own. Okay, now I also have a video that explains this in more detail. But anyway, let's take this, pinch it back here, and squanch it up. Just really treat it bad. Okay, you got some frustrations. Here's your frustration reliever. Just squeeze the death out of this thing. You got a problem? Get him good. Hit him. Scrunch him up. Do whatever you want to with him. Okay, because this is your stress reliever for today. Get him good. Don't let him get away. All right. Okay, let's find the back and then let's open up our little Scrappy flower. Okay. So now we have a Scrappy flower. And we'll take these little, and we will put those aside. Our little confetti. Okay. So we have a Scrappy flower. We're going to put him down here. And I have other Scrappy flowers made here in advance, so let me grab one of those to complete this. And let's trim him up just a little bit more. Make him a little bit more symmetrical. And I think what he needs is more Scrappy. Okay. Ooh, doesn't that feel? This is so much fun, you wouldn't believe. Just really distress it. Okay. Let's find the back side. There's the back side and the front side. Okay, that's our second little flower. All right. This little bird's going to have a Scrappy flower nest. Okay. Let's put a little bit of threads, just little bits of thread. Let me bring you down just a little, let you see more what I'm doing. Just take some of these threads, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck that right under there and bring a little bit over, give me a little bit of foundation. And then I have these threads here that are kind of in the, straw, dried grass thing. There's a little piece of fabric in there too. We'll let him stay, he's okay. Okay, we'll make a little, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna like that better if I put him in after this one. Let's put him in there like a little nest. And we'll work that one in. Right, tuck him under a little bit. Birds, they really build with a lot of stuff. pull those edges out a little bit. Okay. Work a little bit of this flower petals over that. Yeah, that's looking good, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. Now our little bird, he's gonna sit in there. His little tail is gonna be up here. And his little wing gonna be right there. And a little beak. Let's make that a little shorter. Oh, I think he's so cute. All right. We don't have to really give him feet because we got him sitting in his nest. He's not standing in it. But if you wanted to stand him in it, move him up a little bit and give him some feet. Yeah, we might do that. Who knows? Okay, isn't he cute? Now we can sew him an eye in there, but meanwhile we have him a nice nested nest in a tree of flowers. How is that? Let's pin this down so we can work with it. Let's get the bird down. See if we can keep the little, don't need that big. See if we can keep the little tail in place. And this is going to be perfect for the 4x4 stitch project, because it is maybe a 4x5, the way it looks. Let's just, there, I've got him down there. I love the little scrappy flower nest. Really makes it a very colorful piece. Totally fun. Okay, the threads are going to stay pretty much, so let's just grab our thread here that we still have on the needle, and let's tack down these flowers. One thing with this, let's see. Just take little tiny stitches, and they will blend in with all the color. Won't really notice them. Just kind of work around the flower. Yeah. Let's take this pin out. Work our way over to this side. Sometimes it's so nice just to not be so structured and make something simple and fun. That's one reason I love this stitch by stitch project, because all these 4x4s and or whatever size that you're making these squares, that's what they are. They're just tiny little, simple little projects that can be anything, and they're so relaxing to do. And as we collect them and find practical uses for them, we just have fun with them. Okay, we're gonna have to pull this thread over just a little so that we can tack it in. Again, doing the same, just kind of like a little stipple stitch here, just a very little in and out, where the thread just blends but doesn't really show. Catch these threads. It's for projects like this that you've saved all those loose threads that at one point you may have been throwing away, but you learn to save them because they have uses in your projects. And this is one of the times that you'll be so happy that you did. And you just throw them in a bucket, let them all knot up, because you pull them apart and cut them apart and do, whatever it is you want. But I pulled this one out of, I have several buckets, but this is one of them. And when I reach down in there, you can see the knot of threads that I have in there. Okay. And I use it all the time. Let me back you up for a little while and give your eyes a break there, and then we'll come back and look at it close up again a little bit. I'm just using, it's actually a blue-gray thread that I had on my needle. I didn't get a specific color for this. That's another thing about bird nests. When they start picking up stuff, they're not color coordinated, so whatever they find is what goes in that nest. And they have all kinds of strings and things. It's amazing how many fibers they find besides twigs and leaves and other things. You take a bird nest apart, and there's all kinds of fibers in there. Okay. Keep going around this little nest here. The threads are the only part that isn't pinned down, so we'll get him really secured. This woven fabric is I use it a lot. You'll see it in lots of my projects because it is substantial enough to make a background, but it's so openly weaved that it just, the needle goes through it so easy, and the weight of it is really nice. Isn't this going to be a fun way to use some of your scraps up. You can keep it all, you know, pull out your scraps that are in earth tones and keep it all very natural and nature looking. Or you can do like I did and pull out your colorful stuff and just make it fun and colorful. And you can give it the tone or the feel that you want. You can coordinate it if you want it specific. If you wanted to match a specific room decor and the color tones and that, we'll pull out that shade of scraps, and you know it'll coordinate well that way. Just make it work for whatever you want it to do. I like Scrappy so well, and you can do anything with Scrappies. Get this flower tacked down over here. Out. I think we can take the pin out of it. Okay. If you hear any strange noises in the background, it's my husband in his shop using his power tools. And so I always have some kind of tool going in the back for sound effects, I guess. And but he's happy, and I'm in his sewing room, and he's in his tool shop, so we is happy. Okay, isn't that cute? Okay, let's do the bird. And you know, to make the bird stand out, I think I'm going to do it. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it in black, just so that the outlining stitch really shows. I want it to really show, so let's do some black. Get a couple of strands off of this. Okay, almost there. It doesn't want to let go. Okay, finally. Okay, where's our needle? There it is. And I think I'll just do an overcast stitch around the outside, very simple, basic, just so we can attach this bird and give him a outline at the same time. Okay. I'm going to do the wing first, and that one I'm just going to do in a straight stitch. We'll see if that's enough, because you know, when you do a straight stitch or an overcast, you can always come back if you don't have enough delineation. You can always come back and add the other. You can do a straight stitch at the edge of your overcast, or an overcast from your straight stitch line, and either one looks really good. Okay, that actually sounds like the lawnmower to me. Can you hear that? He must be chopping up fallen leaves, because the grass has not grown that much in this cool weather. Although he did plant ryegrass, and if you've ever planted ryegrass, you know how fast it grows in cool weather. He planted some ryegrass since we moved into this house last summer. There were areas of the yard that didn't have any grasses in it, and so to hold the dirt through the winter, we planted ryegrass, because it comes up quickly and it holds in the cold weather. And so that's probably what he's cutting. What are you having for lunch today? I'm going to make taco salad. We love taco salad. Sometimes I make it with hamburger, and sometimes I make it with chicken. And today I have some leftover baked chicken. So I'm going to chop that up, saute that down with some taco seasoning. And that's going to be our meat in our taco salad. Ooh, I'm hungry already. My nose itches, gotta scratch my nose.